Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Psychomania. In my previous video, I covered about the branches and fields of psychology. Today I'll be covering the schools of thoughts. So without further ado, let's get started. The first school of thought is structuralism, based upon the ideas of Wilhelm Wundt and named by Titchener, who was his student. Structuralism actually emphasized that the subject matter of psychology should consist of images, thoughts, feelings, which were the elements forming the structure of consciousness. The goal of structuralists was to actually find what were the units or elements that made up the mind. Just in the case of chemistry, like creating an element table, the first step, according to them, was to study the mind and how it should be described in the form of its basic or elementary units, like units of sensation, image, and emotions, which composed it. Next, we have functionalism, based on the ideas of William James. As the name implies, function. So, functionalists were actually interested in studying the functions of mind and behavior. They were not limited in describing and analyzing the mind. They actually proposed that psychology should try to focus on what mind and behavior did, what are their functions, and not only upon the structures. Functionalists were actually very much impressed and influenced by Darwin's ideas and theories of evolution. So, they were specifically interested in the fact that mind and behavior were adaptive, as they enabled us to adjust to a changing environment. Psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis was found by famous psychiatrist Sigmund Freud in Vienna, Austria. Psychoanalysis had a significant impact on the thinking and theorizing of many psychologists. Therefore, many authors also included psychoanalysis in early schools of psychology. Now, Freud developed a theory of behavior and mind, which is called the psychoanalytic theory, on the basis of his practicing with neurotic patients. Now, he stated that due to our unconscious drives, desires, urges, they seek expression in our thoughts and behavior. So, he laid a very important um, focus on the role of unconscious desires, urges, which take expression through our behavior. So, according to psychoanalysis, the concept of unconscious motivation is the key component of psychoanalysis, which is actually still being used. Gestalt psychology. Gestalt psychology was found by Max Wertheimer and his colleagues Kofka and Kohler. The word gestalt actually means form or configuration, and what the gestaltist thought was that structuralists were actually wrong in thinking that the mind was made up of elements. Rather, they said that mind is not just a combination of these simple elements. According to them, the mind should be thought of as resulting from a complete pattern of sensory activity and the relationships and organization within this pattern. For example, in the image at the right, we can see the word written gestalt, but if we see clearly, we will notice that all the words are actually not properly joined. But yet we are able to identify that the word is gestalt. Hence, whole is more important than the sum of its parts. Then we have behaviorism. This school of psychology was found by John B. Watson, J.B. Watson, who was a part of Johns Hopkins University for many years. Now, Watson rejected the idea that the mind should be the study matter, subject of study of psychology, rather insisted that the emphasis should be laid upon study of behavior, the observable activities of people and animal. So, there are four important characteristics of behaviorism. First, being the focus on behavior as the proper subject matter of psychology. Then he emphasized on conditioned responses, which were considered as elements or building blocks of behavior. Thirdly, that the closely related feature of behaviorism was also its focus or emphasis on learned rather than unlearned behavior. And fourthly, the very notable characteristic of behaviorism was its focus on animal behavior as well. Watson actually argued that there is no essential differences between human and animal behavior. He believed that a lot can be learned about our behavior from the study of what animals do. Humanism. Abraham Maslow being an important part, humanism stresses the significance of human values, dignity, sense of self, self esteem, self actualization. It says that people can resolve their problems through use of science and reasoning. It focuses on helping people to fulfill their potential and maximizing their well being rather than focusing on dysfunctions. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you liked my video, please hit a like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also, press the bell icon so that you get notified by all my latest updates. Thank you. Bye bye.